Hi, this is Simply Love Yoga. I'm Samantha Lavery and today we're going to do a yoga sequence to help relieve tight hamstrings. But first, click the like button, subscribe, and then we'll get started. So you might need a strap and a block or two, or a couple of pillows will help as well if you don't have blocks to hand. They might assist you today. So if just grab them and then we'll get started. So just come into the top end of the mat. We're going to relieve the hamstrings. So just having your feet hip width apart. We're going to do some forward folds just to get the hamstrings gently stretched out. So we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale as you forward fold, just bending the knees, bringing the hands down to the floor. And we're going to really exaggerate that bend, so drawing the tailbone down towards the mat. And then we're going to straighten slightly and bend. So just keeping the chest on the thighs. And then you straighten just as much as feels comfortable. So I've still got a slight bend, softness in the knee. We just getting the backs of the legs moving. Getting them starting to gently stretch out and working. So again, don't hyperextend the knees. You don't want to lock your knees out. We'll do one more. And then inhale as you lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands. So step back with one leg. We come into a lunge position here. So just sinking down and lifting. Just lifting and lowering on the back toes. You're really pushing into that back heel. This hip wants to be level. So just lifting and lowering. One more. And then we're going to hop the back foot in towards the front. So hopping back in. And then we're going to extend the opposite leg out. So again, onto the back toes. Sinking and lifting. Just gently, just coming down to your own capacity. Just getting the body started, getting the body opened up. Make sure you've got this a nice straight shin here, so that just protects your knee. And we're just stretching out the body. And then we're going to have the hands flat. Just bring that front foot back into a plank position momentarily. Gently onto the knees, tops of the feet flat. Chest halfway down, elbows in. And then lift your chest, lower the hips and look up. Push the hips back, turn the toes under, lift the sit bones up and heels to the mat. So if you do have tight hamstrings, then it might be quite difficult or challenging to get your legs straight and your heels towards the mat. So just bend the knees and just focus on getting that spine nice and long. And we're going to dip the right knee and push the left heel into the mat. So nice straight stretch to the back of the leg. And then we're going to dip the left knee and straighten the right leg, pushing the heel in. And we're just going to work from one to the other. So what can tend to happen is your weight can then shift into the arms. So just make sure you're lengthening through the spine. I noticed that was happening with me. Just observing that. And just make sure you're still lengthening the spine and the sit bones up towards the ceiling as we just move from one to the other. It's a nice gentle stretch into the hamstrings. It's a good way of getting them open at the start of a practice. And then bring both heels towards the mat. You can bend your knees. And just to come forward, we're going to bring one knee to the mat. And just swing the other leg towards the hands. Oops. And then have the hands either side of that foot. Come onto the back toes and hop the other leg in. Come forward fold, bending the knees just as we did at the start. And then we're going to come up nice and slowly. Just bringing the arms up towards the ceiling, palms together. And exhale, hands to your heart. So inhale, arms up. Exhale as you forward fold again, bending the knees, drawing the chest to the thighs, hands coming down. So we're just going to grab a block here and place it just in front of your feet. We're going to use this to lift the chest and straighten the legs. Again, we're going to just move from one position to the other, just like we did before. So we're going to bend the knees, draw the chest down, and then straighten the legs and lengthen through the spine. Bend the knees, draw the chest in, and then straighten the legs and lengthen through the spine. So again, it's a nice way of just getting the hamstrings working, getting them warmed up nice and gently, feeling that nice stretch. So make sure you're pulling the navel in, just activating your core. Last one. And just bend the knees, just remove the block out of the way, bring your hands down, stretch one leg back, and again we're going to come into that lunge position. So just pushing into that back heel, keeping this hip low, and again we're just coming down and lifting, just as we did before. This repetition is really good. Really good for the body, gets into the connective tissue. The body gets to know what it's doing and it can go a little bit deeper. Last one. And we're going to lower that knee down this time. Bring the top of the foot flat. And then this time we're going to push the hips back and we're going to flex the foot. So you're straightening the leg and you're drawing the chest down towards the leg. And then we're going to bend again. So just pushing the hips back, straightening the leg, flexing that foot, and coming back. So you might have a softness in the knee here, so you're just coming back as much as feels comfortable. We're not staying in it for long, we're just moving with the breath. Last one. And then we're going to hop the back foot in. So come onto the back toes, lift that knee, and we're going to hop that foot in. And then we're going to change legs. So opposite leg comes out. Come down first, so onto the toes, just walking the toes back as much as you need to. And then we're just going to lift and lower. Just sinking and pulsing. Again, you're just trying to keep this hip down, level. Just using your breath. One more. And then we're going to gently drop onto that knee. Top of the feet flat. So you can put a blanket under your knee just to give you a little bit more cushioning if you've got any problems at all with those knees. And then we're going to push the hip back. Flex that foot, again, softness in the knees, drawing your chest and head down. And then we're going to push the foot in, bend that knee. Coming back. So you might feel it a little bit in the hamstring here. And you just work into your own capacity. So you're just trying to lengthen, you're trying to lengthen through the glutes as well. Nice stretch to the calf. One more. And coming forward. And just bringing the hands towards the inside of that foot this time. And then bring that foot back. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. So have your hands either side of your foot, either side of the mat. Turn your toes under. Lift your sit bones up and heels towards the mat. Again, lengthen up through the spine, bend the knees if you need to. And you can just bend both and straighten both if that feels good, or you can do alternate ones just as we did before. Just bending really right, exaggerating that bend, and then back. Again, just make sure you're lengthening the spine up towards the ceiling. You don't want to be heavy in your shoulders or your wrists. Just gentle movements. One more. And then pull that navel in and look towards your hands, bend your knees and spring forward with one foot and the other. Forward fold, head to knee, and then bend your knees and curl up nice and slowly. Drawing the arms up towards the ceiling, palms together. And exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, bring the hands down. So we're going to bring this left foot back. You don't need to be too wide, but both feet should be facing the short edge of the mat. Extend the arms up, pull that navel in, and extend your arms away so you come to this tabletop position again. And bend that front leg as your hands come down to the floor. So again, just as we did before, we're going to straighten that leg and look forward and then bend the knees. So if you need to have a block in front, have a block just as we did before, and then straighten the leg and bend the knee. Straighten and bend. Again, pull that navel in, push the hips back. One more. We're just going to bring the hands down, bend that knee and hop the back foot in. And we curl up nice and slowly. You might feel a difference from one side to the other, bringing your arms up. And that's okay because we'll be doing the other side now. So right foot goes back this time. You can grab your block and place it in front. Feet not too wide apart. Both feet facing the short edge of the mat. Bring the arms up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you extend. Come into that tabletop position. Bend that front leg and bring the hands to the block. So you can straighten that leg. Get that nice straight spine and then bend. Draw the chest down towards the thighs and then bend. Bending and straightening the leg, just as we did before. Now you might be able to place the block on the floor this time. Just keeping a softness in that knee. Not hyperextending the joints. Last one. And we can just remove the block, bend the knee, and then come up nice and slowly. And then hop that back foot in. So we're going to hop this left leg out. Again, so we come into triangle pose. So toes facing the short edge of the mat. These toes facing the long edge of the mat. But your hips and chest are also facing the long edge of the mat. Arms come out to shoulder height. Push the hips back, lengthen forward. Just bringing your hand down to wherever it comes to. So that might be a shin or above your knee, below your knee, to the ankle or to the toe. I'm just going to hold mine at the sort of the shin or the ankle. Turn your chest to the side and bring your arm up. So again, don't hyperextend that leg. There is a softness in the knee. You will feel it in the front leg, in the hamstring. And we're going to come up. So bend that front leg, come up. And then bring the hand down. So turn the opposite foot in. Turn the other foot out. We'll come to the other side. Arms stretched out. Hips go back. Lengthen forward. So you can bend that knee if you want to bring the hand down. Straighten that. So you're pushing the hips back and turning the chest. Again, there's still a softness in my knee, so I'm not hyperextending the leg, and that can help with that. Release on your hamstring. Pull that navel in. And lift your arm up, bend that front leg, just pulling up nice and slowly. And then bringing the hand down. So turn that foot in, come into a wide leg position. You can widen your stance if you need to. Inhale, lengthen the arms up. Exhale as you extend forward again. Come into that tabletop position and just bring your hands to the floor and bend your knees down. So we're drawing the crown of the head down to the mat, keeping the knees bent, drawing the chest in, and then we're going to straighten the legs as much as feels comfortable, and then bend, and straighten, and bend, just as we've done before. Exaggerate that bend, drawing the sit bones down, bend, and straighten. One more. And then walk your hands towards that front foot, turn that front foot out, come onto the back toes, bring your hands flat, bring that front foot to the back into plank position, drawing gently down to the knees, tops of the feet flat, chest halfway down, elbows in, lift your chest, lower the hips, look up. Push the hips back, turn the toes under. We come into downward facing dog, so lengthening the sit bones up. Again, just bending the knees, getting that length through the spine. And you can just bend one knee and straighten the other if that feels good. Just staying here momentarily. And then place both heels into the mat, bend the knees, just look forward this time. And we're going to bring the right knee to the right wrist. The left knee to the left wrist, cross at the ankles, and then sit back. So we're going to extend that right leg out, and we're going to bend this left knee, just pulling the foot in towards the top of the thigh. So you might want to use a pillow or a block here. Just if your knee is quite high, you might want to just bring the floor up to you, push into the block, just so you have something to push into. And this is where you might need a strap as well. So if you need a strap, if you can't touch your feet, you might want to use a strap. If you haven't got a strap, you can always just hold your shin or your knee, your ankle, wherever you need. So I'm just going to demonstrate with the strap first. So having your leg in line with the hip. Grab your strap, you might want to wrap it round once or twice, but lift your chest, look forward, and then you're just softening at the elbows to draw the chest down. So again, you can have a softness in the knee. And what you can do is you can always bring a block underneath that to have something to press in towards. And just what I always say is just try it out and see how you feel. Actually, the soft block is probably a little bit better, or a cushion just makes it a little bit more comfortable to push it in. And you can lift your chest, look forward, and then you're drawing your chest down, so you're keeping the spine straight. Lift your chest, look forward, and lengthen. One more, lift your chest and lengthen. And then roll up nice and slowly, just moving your strap out of the way, bending that knee, releasing that block, and then just bringing that knee up and then extending that leg out. So we're going to change leg positions. Just adjusting, using your block if you need to. If you need your block underneath your foot, if you need your strap, grab it around your foot. And we're going to inhale, lengthen up, and exhale as you grab your foot. Grabbing your foot or your strap, lifting your chest and looking forward again. Have a softness in the knee so you're not hyperextending that leg, and then lowering the chest down. Lift the head, look forward, and lower the chest. And lift the head. So you're still getting this extension in the spine, and then lower. And then release, bring that knee up, and extend both legs out. So again, it can be quite nice to have a block or a cushion underneath your legs if it feels comfortable to do so. Again, it can relieve some tension on your hamstring, and if you need your strap, you can just place it underneath both of your feet and just wrap it around your hands so you've got a nice tight hold. So again, we want to get this nice straight spine even, and lift the chest. Inhale and exhale as you draw the chest down. So you'll be able to start feeling it on your hamstrings a little bit. Lift the chest, look forward and exhale. So when we've got the block, it just relaxes the hamstrings a little bit. And extend. And then release your strap. Unwind. Bend one knee and then the other and release your block. So now we're going to bring the one foot in and then the other. Bring the buttocks towards the heels and bring the back down. So just grab in the strap, you'll need it here. So keep your left leg bent and then just bend your knee in towards the chest. And we're going to place the strap around the bottom of your leg. Just wind it around your hands so you've got a nice tight hold of the strap, and just draw your shoulders back and down. So you just want to draw the knee to the chest. And then just straighten that leg and draw the leg in. Bend the knee. And then straighten that leg. Bend the knee. And straighten the leg. So this is a little bit easier with that opposite knee bent. But you can extend that leg if you want to. Draw the knee in. And extend, straightening that leg. Again, keep a softness in the knee. We're going to release that foot, pull the knee in, extend that foot down, and then draw the other knee in. So again, just grab the knee first, pull it in, and then bring the strap underneath the foot. And draw, so just wrapping it around so you've got a nice tight hold, and draw the knee into the chest. Again, that opposite knee can be bent, the opposite leg can be bent, or you can extend that leg out. Just choosing what feels right. Knee in and then straightening. Again, you're not hyperextending the knee, keeping a softness in that knee, and then bend the knee. And extend. And bend. And extend. And you'll know when you've reached your max of where you want to draw that foot to. So you're not trying to get the toes on the eyebrows. And last one. And then you can bend the knee, release the strap, and then pull both knees into the chest. Just pull your tailbone down to the mat. And then bring the feet down, and we're going to come to a seated position. Just come into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. And just draw the feet in towards each other. And you can walk the feet a little bit further in. And again, you can have your blocks if you need to. So if like mine, where my knees are a little bit higher, I can bring the block either side of that leg. Again, pillows work just as well. I'm going to open my feet, and I'm going to open so you can see when my feet are closed, my knees are much higher. But if I open my feet, my hips and my thighs open up. So yeah, so then I can move the blocks out a little bit more because they're being a bit restrictive there. And then I can lengthen down. So I'm just adjusting as I need to. So I've got something to push in towards you. Just bringing the floor up to you. You lift your chest, lengthen through the spine. And get this nice openness to the inside of this leg here. Pull that navel in. And then just release your hands, just gently pulling the knees in. Release the blocks if you need to. Come to a nice, comfortable seated position. And we'll just finish here. Have your hands either side of your knees, resting your arms where they feel comfortable. Nice straight spine, pulling that navel in. And just take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. And then stretch your arms up towards the ceiling, palms together. Draw the hands through the crown of the head, third eye, to your chest. And you can bow, namaste.